Hello everyone, and welcome to
What's
the
up?
very first episode of whatever the heck this is going to be called. We don't know yet. We still haven't figured that out. Our bad.
I thought it was Monster Chronicles.
We did figure it out.
Yeah, we have a name. You forgot the name of our show?
Yeah. Please.
Wow.
Please, introduce us, one who remembers.
See, this is why you need me. Because I remember these things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so blow us all away with your memory.
Okay, great.
What's it called?
Let me look through the chat because
You don't even remember.
I remember that we had a name. Welcome to Monster Chronicles.
Welcome to Monster Chronicles, that thing
Yes.
that we both remember the name of. So yeah, this is the first episode of a little thing that we are going to start doing on this channel where we are going to be going through this thing. The Standard Edition Monster Manual for 5th Edition Dungeons and Dragons.
Wow.
So you will see over yonder, we got a handy-dandy tier list that we will be judging all of these creatures on. So before we go into any actual talking about monsters, we should probably go through these things right quick. The tier list as well as their criteria. And Nola, you did such a good job explaining it before while this camera wasn't rolling. Why don't you take it away yet again and blow our minds?
Well, I would be absolutely happy to, Kai. Welcome to our tier list. I don't know if I'm pointing in the right direction. I'm probably not.
Yeah,
anyway.
we're mirrored. It's yeah, there it is.
Welcome to our tier list. Okay, so our first tier, the God tier. This is just an incredible monster that we absolutely love. Now, it's going to be incredibly difficult to get into this tier. This is just a universally, absolutely die-hard love tier, and only the best of the best are gonna get into this tier, all right? Legendary. Now, legendary, these monsters are great, okay? They're fantastic. We love it, okay? And it deserves to be recognized. It's not God tier, but it is certainly something to be respected, okay? Hype. Okay, hype. We like this. It's really good. This is a good monster, okay? We both like it a lot. Yeah, you know, when you see this monster, you're a bit excited. You're like, hype, heck yeah. Now, it's not absolutely fantastic, but it's definitely great. Okay, it's good. It's like that solid A-B+ student, all right? We like you. Okay, we like you. We don't have super strong feelings, but we know we generally like you. You're fine. People like you. We like you. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. We like you, and not much more than that, but not much less than that either. Dollar store. Now, dollar store is that like C- student that is like just barely getting by. Dollar store is like we don't hate you, but we will pay $1 for you. Like you get $1, okay? We'll probably spend $1 and use you one time because that's how much we think you're worth as a monster. Pay me. Okay, so pay me is like the first tier where we're actively like, we don't really like you. Someone else might like you, and if you pay me, I'll use you. But otherwise, I'm probably not gonna use you. I'm sorry. Only a mother could love. Now, only a mother could love. I mean, I don't know how to explain it better than that. Like, you probably don't have many fans. We're probably not your fans either. You're not reviled, but you probably are not popular either.
That's mean. They're not popular.
What else do you want me to say, Kai? What do you want? What do you want from me, huh?
What do I want? I want justice for all monsters. I want every monster to wake up in the morning knowing that they have some value, except for the ones that are a little further down this list. They don't have any value at all and should just not even value themselves. That's what I want.
Great. Find new family. Now, this is the first tier where we actively do not like you. We actively dislike you so much that we will never use you. You need to find a new family, okay? Someone out in the world might like you, but we are not those people, okay? Just get out. We don't want you. Find new family. Okay, this is F tier.
As the monster representative in this debacle of criticism, even I can't vouch for you. Sorry, friend.
Yeah, and he's the nice one.
Am I?
Have you met me? Who are you? Now, who are you is a special tier. We don't hate you. We don't like you. We didn't know you existed either. We look at you and we're like, huh? You're a thing? Why are you a thing? Do people use you? We don't use you. When would you ever be used? Why would we use you over something else? Do people like you? Do people hate you? We don't know.
Yes.
You're just kind of an enigma. Why do you exist? Yeah. The final tier. If you make it into this tier, if a monster makes it into this tier, I am so sorry. But not only do we hate you, we don't think anyone else likes you either. Everyone hates you. We hate you. We don't think you should exist. So if Thanos snapped you out of existence, no one would care. And that is the delete tier. Just delete it. Just delete it out of the monster manual. No one needs it. No one wants it. No one cares for it. Just save some trees, save some ink, and delete it out of the monster manual. That's how much we dislike this monster. We don't know how many monsters are going to make it into this tier, but that tier is there for that special monster that we may run into one day that is just like delete. Just delete. We don't want it. No one wants it. So now let's go into our criteria for how we will actually be judging these monsters. Now, this criteria, it's a little bit loose, and we're not gonna be using like a number or grading score when we're using this criteria, but these are the things that we are thinking about when we tier a monster. So the first criteria is usability. Usability is how usable is it for a DM to actually put this in their campaign? Can this monster be used in a bunch of different settings? Can this monster be used for a bunch of different kinds of players? How willing is a DM to actually use this monster? And just because a monster is very usable across a lot of different campaigns, it doesn't necessarily mean it's better. A monster that is particular to like a single setting, but like kills it in that setting is still considered usable.
Yeah, specialization, versatility a little bit, but also effectiveness, all of that good stuff. Usability, these are the monsters that you're going to want to see in your games, and you're probably going to see a lot.
Okay, so the next criteria is fun. How fun is it for a player to actually run into this thing? Is this monster boring? Is it unique and has some special abilities that are fun to play with? Yeah, just how fun is this monster? Is this monster something you center a campaign around, or is it just XP fodder to help your players level up?
Yes, XP fodder. Fun for everyone, for the whole family, except for the ones that need to find a new family. It's not for them.
Look. Now, look has to do with not just how it's designed, not just how the artist rendered it, but yeah, you know, does it look cool? But also, does the look match what the monster is supposed to be? If it's supposed to look like a creepy Chucky doll, does it look like a creepy Chucky doll? If it's supposed to be a wolf in sheep's clothing, does it look like a cute fluffy bunny rabbit? Or does the look not look like it matches its purpose as far as it being a monster? Uniqueness. Now, uniqueness has to do with, is this monster generic? Are there other monsters like this monster? Are there off-brand versions of this monster, or is this monster the off-brand? Can you replace this monster with another monster and have it pretty much fulfill the same purpose? You know, is it replaceable? Is it replaceable? Because some monsters are just like, you know, you could be EXP fodder. It really doesn't matter why you throw out the players. Whereas some monsters are very particular and they do very specific things. They have very specific abilities and movesets and stuff like that, where this is exactly the monster that you need for the players to fight against. And reputation. How famous is this monster? How well known is this monster? Does it deserve to be famous? Does it need to be more famous? race? Or is it not deserving of its fame and we don't know why in the world people love it so much? And does it live up to the reputation as well? And that is all of our criteria when it comes to grading our monsters for the tier list.
Heck yeah. Going through it. Fast. Quick. Bam. So shall we get right into it then?
I think we shall. What is our first monster, Kai?
Our first monster is... Take it away, Matthew Mercer.
Aarakocra.
The Aarakocra.
Aarakocra. It's a bird. It's a bird person.
It is.
Do you want to meet the Rito from Legend of Zelda?
No.
That's the Aarakocra. Why do you hate the Rito, man? What's up with the Rito? Why you don't like them? I like them.
I don't mind them. I think that.
Why are you a bird hater?
I think I'm not a bird hater. Don't you label me. Don't put me in a box.
Okay. But why do you not like the Aarakocra?
I don't not like the Aarakocra. My first impressions on this bird is that it is a bird, and it is a rather well-known player race, and it is great. And if I were to put a thing, the reason why I do not like these, it is because as the player race, they can fly at level 1, which has always bothered me. But for the monster's sake, I think they're pretty nifty. I have no quarrels with these bird people. The Rito, though. The Rito.
Wow.
We won't even get into that.
Wow, guys. Kai is a Rito hater. Wow, I hope none of y'all are Legend of Zelda fans. I mean, what are the odds of that in our audience? Let's look at some of the stuff that's unique to the Aarakocra. Let's look at their stats and whatever's on their monster page.
All right. So, as is probably smartness, the smart thing to do, as is the smartness smart thing to do, probably start with the stat block. Looking at this creature, it is unremarkable, to say the least. The thing that makes it interesting is its dive attack and that it can fly.
Well, the thing about its stats is it's a player race, of course. So if its stats were like super high or like super low, I mean, can you imagine an Aarakocra if it had like 20 dex, 20 charisma, 15 strength, and then you have this level 1 Aarakocra that has like 10, 14, 10, 8, 5, it would be kind of weird. Like, why is your Aarakocra so weak compared to the rest of its people?
It's true, and I can't speak for the racial bonuses that Aarakocra get. Like, I'm not sure if they get any stat bonuses or anything like that, but I do know that from a creature standpoint, this is fairly unremarkable, and the thing that makes this creature so well-known and renowned is that it is a player race. If this were just a monster, if this were just used for encounters, I'm not sure that it would be particularly memorable.
Yeah, I kind of agree. That's probably the one redeeming thing that this monster has, is that you can play this as a player race. But I agree, if this was just a monster and you couldn't play this as a player race, yeah, it's just a bird person. It's not necessarily unique. It's not necessarily memorable in any way. Now, it does have the block at the bottom, says summoning air elementals, where 5 Aarakocra can summon a air elemental. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of cool.
Yes, and not only can they do it, they do it with the power of dance.
Yes, they do like this little dance, and then like an air elemental like bursts into existence.
Yeah,
it's
and
great.
That is really cool. That is really, really cool. I think that definitely provides some versatility with what you can do with these creatures. And comparing creatures like this, the standard Talon or Javelin that's basically a weapon attack, and that's basically all they can do for the monster. Summoning an air elemental, it's a nice change of pace and it's a nice touch. It lends itself well to campaign settings when you might be dealing with a civilization of Aarakocra. And if you have a bunch of these things, or if you have a city in the clouds or something like that, and you go to an Aarakocra dance festival.
That might be kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a good amount of lore here. Not a crazy amount compared to a lot of the other monsters, but there's enough here for me to get a sense of what they want, what you should use them for, and the way to make it familiar across multiple campaigns and settings. And I think that they're neat. They're bird people. And I think that if you want low CR bird people, great. And if you want them to buff them up a little bit, you can give them better weapons and armor. And I think that that'll make them significantly stronger. These things are very malleable.
You could even like, if you have an NPC that's an Aarakocra and you want to use it as enemies for the PC players, you can literally level it up because there are PC stats for it, and then just copy paste several of them. And then bam, you have these ripped Aarakocra ready to take out your party.
It's true, yeah. And the Aarakocra's uniqueness, it comes with its customizability. And these things are very customizable, but for the creature itself, if I just didn't have the time to customize anything, I just wanted to drag and drop some monsters onto my players. Not very remarkable, not very exciting. It is challenge rating quarter, so these things are cannon fodder unless you're playing at really low level, in which case they're flying and they are going to murder you because they can fly.
Yeah, like a level 1 party, you better not throw these suckers at your level 1 party, otherwise they're dead.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, depending on the party dynamics, if they need ranged attacks, otherwise they're just done. I think we can grade this sucker.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's move on to putting this on the tier list. What are you thinking?
So, Aarakokra they're pretty renowned for being a really cool player race, and they are intelligent creatures that you can put in a lot of urban environments. They are bird people, and they do stand out in a crowd, but I think generally speaking, these things can be put in a lot of different situations because they have their own mission. So, they're searching for the 7 shards, as the monster manual says, and that could take them to a lot of different places. If you are looking for an intelligent creature that may or may not even result in a combat encounter, I think these things can be pretty neat. But as written, monster manual, stat block, very underwhelming, and to make these things interesting, I would need to do a good amount of work to create this encounter, and it would mostly have to do with their intelligence. So just as a monster, I don't think it would rank that high. I think that it's neat, but...
Yeah. I think you said it. Like, in order to make these interesting, you would have to put a lot of extra work in. I don't know. I mean, I'm a player, and I don't like doing a ton of work when it comes to monsters, okay? You're a DM. How much time do you want to be spending taking a monster and making it interesting instead of having a monster that's already interesting, you know?
Yeah, you're a player, and I'm a DM, and I also don't like doing a whole lot of work.
Yeah, and... I personally, I just don't find them interesting. You know, I'm not like, Aarakocra, you know, if I run into one, but it's not like I'm excited when I see one either. So I personally am going to put it into dollar store.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. It's one of those things where you can put them, they're pretty versatile and they're fairly iconic. As written, fairly underwhelming. $1 a dozen, you could run an encounter with a bunch of them, or... Yeah, I'm having a hard time just thinking about a very specific instance other than, you know, they're bird people, they can fly, so... Fairly unremarkable, but also kind of unique in their specific place in the D&D universe. Yeah, dollar store seems fitting to me.
Yeah, I think unless you had a campaign that specifically was about air elementals and about, like, air and wind and flying and stuff like that, you probably wouldn't use this thing more than once.
Yeah.
You would literally have to create a campaign around these guys in order to make actual use of them.
Yeah.
So,
or put in a bunch of extra work and give them magical items to make them more interesting.
Exactly.
So
yeah, I don't hate it. I'm not excited for it either. So dollar store it goes.
All right, dollar store. Bink. Down it goes. All right, we did it. First ranking of the
series.
I know the title.
Oh, you're looking for the title.
I know it.
Monster Chronicles.
The Monster Chronicles. Yes. I knew that, and I figured it out all on my own.
Great.
I'm the greatest.
I'm so glad you think that.
Cut the footage.